Alrighty then, episode 2 of Troublemaker Foods. From the medical medium, cleanse to heal. I'm distracting, right? Okay. Dairy. Maybe you've heard that dairy is mucus-forming. Sometimes it feels like you hear it everywhere. When we're consuming dairy products such as milk, cheese, butter, and more, we don't realize just how mucus-forming they really are. And why is it mucus-forming? The irony is, nobody knows why. Here's an answer. Every time dairy is consumed, it clogs up the liver in an acute manner. That's one cause of mucus production. Dairy doesn't just get broken down, digested, and sent on its way through the digestive tract in a timely fashion, as many other foods do. Instead, dairy sticks around. First, it slows down I literally just had like a bunch of cheese yesterday too. First, it slows down the absorption and assimilation of other foods that may be in the gut at the same time. One's critical for sustaining life because of their advanced nutrition: fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, and herbs. These hold minerals, vitamins, undiscovered antivirals and antibacterials, and other nutrients and healing phytochemicals that get caught up in dairy's film and lose their vitality and value before they can be drawn into the bloodstream through the walls of the intestinal tract, brought to the liver through the hepatic portal vein, and converted into more useful methylated nutrient forms for the body. Oh yeah, methylated, I learned about that a while back, thanks to Top Stars. Yeah, because my friend was like trying to get the methylated version of B12 in his energy drink, so it's like kind of cool. I was talking about that. So where? I just lost. Okay. Once we've consumed a food and the digestion process has started to draw out its nutrients, those nutrients only have a certain amount of time before they're not useful anymore. Those nutrients need to reach the liver in a timely fashion because the liver practically ordains them so they don't die or become ineffective as they travel through the body. That is, as one of its over 2,000 undiscovered functions. The liver also offers a chemical compound that brings longer-lasting life to the nutrient and keeps it from oxidizing. It's funny, I was talking about oxidizing today with the coconut oil. Coconut oil miracle group, check that out. In our blood are electricity and conductivity that interfere with these nutrients unless the liver's special chemical compound is bonded to them for protection. Dairy clogs up the digestive freeway, allowing pathogens to thrive in our small intestinal tract and colon that shouldn't. Ones such as unproductive funguses, mold, bacteria, and viruses. Because dairy doesn't break down, digest, or leave the system easily, it smothers critical oxygen. When dairy finally does get broken down and drawn through the intestinal tract walls into the liver via the hepatic portal vein, it slows down liver function, making the organ stagnant and sluggish in an immediate, acute manner. So is alcohol more dangerous or dairy? Well, alcohol is one of them. We'll get to that later. This leads a mucus to form. When your body filters, your liver becomes clogged. All of the toxins that escape from your liver as a result and enter your body increase histamine compounds, which feed and form more mucus. That's why an increasing number of babies and small children are exhibiting allergy reactions, digestive disturbances, or constipation when consuming dairy products. These little ones' livers are struggling from dairy. Don't be concerned about human breast milk, though. It's in a completely different category than animal dairy. That's where the MCTs and MCFAs and all that come in. Coconut oil that has the same properties as breast milk. Lymphatic vessels also become clogged with dairy byproduct. It's the job of the lymphatic highway to control pathogens. Our lymphocytes, white blood cells, are in lymphatic system for a reason, to seek out and destroy invaders. Dairy products get in the way of natural killer cells, allowing invaders to thrive. A thriving invader that is pathogen is highly toxic to our lymphatic highway. The poisons it produces stimulate blood vessels and tissue to produce fluid that become mucusy, which is another reason why dairy is so mucus-forming. For example, when someone gets the flu virus, coconut oil will kill it, it goes on a feeding frenzy inside their body, gobbling up foods it likes to eat, such as the residue from eggs, dairy, and gluten. In this process, the flu virus eliminates a poison, and that poison stimulates the formation of mucus. If you're not actively eating those foods, the flu virus finds old storage bins of eggs, dairy, and gluten residue inside your liver from when you consume the foods months or even years ago. The fewer storage bins you have in your bodies, the less mucusy you get when you get the flu. Another reason to cleanse with the tools in this book. Aren't we cleansing today? Hallelujah! The mucus that results when the flu virus excretes its poison after consuming egg, dairy, and gluten residues is the mucus that causes cough and sinus congestion when we have the flu. Our body forms the mucus to slow down the virus and trap it. Wow, I didn't know that. Now, what about when we don't have the flu? Most individuals have pathogens inside of them. Other viruses such as Epstien-Barr virus and bacteria such as Streptococcus that feed on the natural hormones and protein in dairy and release their own toxins that cause a mucus response. If we have a pathogen load in us, such as an elevated level of strep, which many children and adults do without knowing it, then these dairy reactions can all be heightened, taking the form of a dairy allergy. Someone doesn't have to be diagnosed with a dairy sensitivity to be sensitive to dairy, though. Similar to the situation with eggs, anyone can start to develop symptoms as a result of milk, cheese, butter, cream, whey or whey protein powder, kefir, yogurt, sheep's milk, goat cheese, or other dairy in their life. And those symptoms go far beyond those be associated with dairy allergies. When you want your body in a state of healing, it's best to avoid the daggone dairy. One of the reasons it can be hard to cut dairy out of your diet is that the unproductive viruses and bacteria that feed on dairy get hungry and ornery when you take dairy away. They get mad. The bugs realize that they're starting to starve. As some of these bugs slowly die, they release a toxin. And in response, your adrenal glands produce an adrenal blend to act as a natural steroid to protect your immune system from overreacting. With all this going on, we can feel emotionally unstable without knowing why, and that can cause us to feel a need for comfort food. If we go ahead and reach for that ice cream, pizza, cheesy pasta, or cheeseburger, some of the foods these bugs like, then the bug's fuel starts to get replenished, just like the human body can do. This is what gives dairies its addictive quality. I'm addicted. The bugs in our system thrive on it and practically beg for it. Ain't too proud to beg. For more on pathogenic die-off and cravings, see chapter 25, the emotional side of cleansing. I really needed this book when I was going through my shit. Like, it was so difficult, like, emotionally, of, like, this transition of, like, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, peanut-free, sugar-free. Like, it was so difficult, especially because I was doing it alone. So if you have a partner or a friend or a family, I encourage you, to do it, but even if you can't have anyone to do it for you, just do it, because I'm telling you the results are amazing, and that's why I'm doing these series. When you realize this is what's going on behind the scenes in the moments when you're tempted to reach for a piece of cheese, it gives you a lot more power to say no. So, like I said, you don't have to cut them out forever, but if you have an issue, if you are suffering, then sometimes if somebody or something is causing you suffering, you have to take a break away from it and see and let your body do what it needs to do and stop giving it something that is causing harm. So I love you. I encourage you. I'm happy for you. I'm so excited that you're listening to these and taking these on. And like I said, we don't know what the truth is, but you can discover with your own body what the truth is if you just experiment and enjoy change, embrace change, and you can go back if you want, but trying it, that's the key. That's the key to loving your life. The next one is gluten.